Of course, he's really truly worth the hype, and I'm talking about the main man himself. He is the head coach of the Nigerian national football team. He's Portuguese, Jose Pizarro. Yes, that easily could have been Jose Mourinho, but somehow that deal didn't work out for the Nigerian national team because there were speculations around Jose Mourinho coming to take up that job. But right now, we have the man of the moment, Pizarro. So, what did Jose Pizarro do? On the 13th day of June 2022, Pizarro led a Nigerian Super Eagles team to a 10-0 win over Sao Tome and Principe, and that was in the second round of the AFCON 2023 qualifiers. And it was supposed to be an away game for the Super Eagles. However, that game was played in Morocco, and that makes it our biggest ever win. Jose Pizarro leading Nigeria to a 10-0 win against Sao Tome and Principe. That's made it the biggest ever win margin that the Super Eagles have had. And talking about the biggest win margin prior to that game, it came as far back as 1958, and that was on the 28th day of November 1958. And the Super Eagles triumphed over Benin Republic in Lagos. It ended 10-1. Hello friends, how you doing? If you are doing fine, thanks to God. Or if you're not doing fine, I pray it gets better for you after watching this video.
Yeah, I told you, we go win them all. Baby, I told you, say we be the champion. We go win them all. Yeah. Never bring lights, it's a game on. Agege Stadium, it's a game on. 4-0 up, then we start a tip tap. So G finish the judge on every Jana. It's on the gen, it's a game on.
I just want to jump on this one. I really had to jump on this one because this has generated a lot of talking points. Okay, so following the man Jose Pizarro, yeah, when I saw the lineup he put up for the game against Sao Tome and Principe, I had previously watched the first round of the qualifiers against Sierra Leone, yeah, in Abuja, Nigeria, and I also kind of like the formation he put out, and so I had this to write on my social media page, and that's the Pizarro moves. Number one, he dares to play matches without the big names because mind you, he has played 4 games now. He has guided Nigeria through 4 games right now. The last two being the Nations Cup qualifiers, and the first two were friendlies against Southern American teams. Okay, no, one Northern American and a Southern American team. We had our first friendly under him against Morocco, and we lost it 2-1. Then we followed that up with another friendly against Ecuador. We lost 1-0. And in those games, we didn't see any sign of Osimhen, who happens to be our main striker, our major big name in the number 9 position. And that is actually daring. That's actually daring to do what many other managers wouldn't do. Yes, and I like him. It's his call. Let him make the decisions he has to make, as long as he is on the process of building the team. So Kelechi Iheanacho was not in a part of those 2 friendly games. Neither did he participate in the qualifiers so far. So Kelechi Iheanacho has not played a single game under Jose Pizarro. And instead, Pizarro recalls Cyril Dessers, who plays at Feyenoord Football Club in Netherlands, and then Terry Murphy. If you recollect, Terry Murphy had earlier been introduced into the Super Eagles, but somehow he was forgotten. I like the fact that he's getting another chance again. And then Shehu Abdullahi battled fitness for a long time. For a long time, he was actually ruled out due to an injury for a very long time before he made a gradual return to the Super Eagles. And I've always known Shehu Abdullahi to be a good right back, a defender that plays at the right back. And I like the fact that Pizarro has identified Shehu Abdullahi as a right back, and he is playing as a right back right now, where I believe he will perform better. And then Pizarro also would have probably followed Rangers of Scotland in their very good season with in Europe, yeah. And then he would have watched the gameplay of Bassi, yeah, talking about Calvin Bassi, Leon Balogun, and Joe Aribo. So these are three Nigerians that were actively participated in the exploit of Rangers Football Club during the season that just got concluded. So he also understood that Bassi, aside being a very promising left back, he can also play as a central defender. Yeah, and I like the fact that the coach gave it a try. And even though he started Bassi as a left back in the previous games, he made Bassi to start as a central defender in the game against Sao Tome and Principe. So it's all about experimenting. When you have the opportunity to play weaker teams like these, teams that are not really on that map when it comes to football, you just need to experiment. And although we are not talking about underrating anybody here, but you can easily try new things and probably not get punished for them. So trust Ekong, who used to be an integral part of the defense alongside Leon Balogun. If he is fit, we didn't see them start. Instead, Semi Ajayi started pairing with Bassi. And then we had Saidu Sanusi, who's also a very good left back playing for FC Porto. Started at the left back position with Ola Aino. Yes, actually taking up the number 2 role as a right back as probably the first choice. And it wasn't a bad one. So first of all, identifying the fact that you can take away Trust Ekong, take away Leon Balogun, and the defense is still going to survive. Yes, that is something impressive. And then Moses Simon, I know him to be a king of assists. If you check his stats with his club, even though he scores a couple of goals, he does a lot of assisting because the guy has got great pace. He knows how to dribble, and when he puts the ball on the run, it's goodbye. You don't catch him, and yes, such a player needs space. And considering his height, he's not so tall, and his style of play is not just like Messi, who puts the ball on the run and just keep dribbling all along. Moses Simon will actually pick his spots. He likes to take on players one-on-one and beat them. But then, for that, he needs to have that space. So I like the fact that Pesero tries to play him from deep, from the flanks, play him on the left or at the right, as a winger, as a full winger. So we can actually even have more provision for major strikers to, go up front. So even if we are playing a 4-3-3 formation, we should have 3 key strikers who can do damage in the box, because you have a person of like Lukman, you have Dennis Emmanuel, Osimhen, you have Sadiq. So we have a lot of strikers, and I would even like if we adopt a 4-3-3 formation, and then we'll see people like Moses Simon, though a good dribbler, play from deeper, and then he can make his moves. He has the pace. He can do box to box. And then Chukwueze, that also applies to him. And now I'm going to talk about Chukwueze. Chukwueze is one player that I really like, but under the management of Austin Eguavon, I didn't really see him being maximized. Because see, I follow the games of Villarreal, and I discovered that the managers that Chukwueze play under, they know his strength, and that is one key area that I also highlight, and that is the fact that he is like a super sub. So Chukwueze brings life into the game when you introduce him probably during the second half. He knows how to put a lot of players on the run when probably other players are gassed out. He knows how to take on defenders, and Chukwueze also needs a lot of space. So if you put Chukwueze just very close to a defender, he doesn't really do much compared to when he is running from deep, and then he has the pace, he has the style, he has the dummies. He can successfully get past 5-6 defenders. I tell you this for a fact. But under Austin Eguavon, we could barely see him complete a dribble during a game. So I like the fact that Pesero prefers to bring Chukwueze from the bench. And then I'm going to be biased here, but I don't care what anybody midfields, I think one of our best players. I know, with respect to Joe Aribo, who has been doing fantastically well in midfield. You know, he's an excellent player. Alexander Iwobi, who was actually missing from the squad for a while, and you know, just when Alex was doing well in the team, the COVID-19 pandemic came, and he contracted it, and that kept him out of several games. So Iwobi wasn't playing most of the games that the Super Eagles were playing under the management of General Trump towards the closing stages of General Trump managing the Super Eagles. And I think based on that, he might have lost a bit of fitness. And then making a return to the team, coming for the Nations Cup in Cameroon, he wasn't starting games, and I feel he wasn't really playing in his natural position, because I see Alex Iwobi as a natural number 10. Alex Iwobi should be in the middle of the park distributing the ball, and he does that well. He didn't really fit into that squad. And then, unfortunately for him, again, the crucial game we had against Tunisia to just it was a knockout game after doing excellently well, 100% win record all through the group stage of the AFCON in Cameroon. It will be made a careless tackle. It was far from intentional, and then he was sent off. I even felt a yellow card would have been harsh, but they said refs these days are trying to protect the well-being of players to, you know, discourage dangerous tackles, and Iwobi was found to have made a dangerous tackle on the player, even if he didn't know, stepping on the player's ankle, so he was sent off. And then definitely being sent off a match, you have to pay the price. You have to be suspended. And then he missed the double header against Ghana, and that was supposed to be the next crucial game. That was a game that was supposed to be a consolation for us. We just got knocked out of the Nations Cup. That was a World Cup qualifier game, and kudos to Genotro. Genotro had been on that process of leading us through qualifying games to the AFCON that was played in Cameroon just in 2022, and then the World Cup. We won our World Cup qualifiers group, and we just got to the playoffs where we had to just split. We had to just split the numbers into like two to fit in the slot for 5 African teams as recommended by FIFA. Unfortunately, the first game away in Ghana, we couldn't score. It was a nil draw, and then coming to Abuja, it was 1-1. Unfortunately, the Ghanaians had to go through based on the away goal rule. So, that being said, Alex Iwobi is a very important player in the squad, and I like to see him grow. I like to see him grow for the Super Eagles. I know he can play from the flanks, but I like to see Alex Iwobi play from the central midfield. So far, so good. Jose Pizarro, 50% win record for the Super Eagles. Lost his first 2 games, won the other 2. So 2/4, not so bad. And I see a coach in him trying to build the national team.